Shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. First and foremost, before I get into my lesson, I want to start off by giving all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone that teach and that rule well today. And citation also to the fellow laborers that's in the ministry and the believers that scatter worldwide in all truth and sincerity, day in and day out. Once again, I'm the brother Shaquat Gabar, coming at you with another quick lesson. And right before I get into this lesson, this message or these videos goes out to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which we are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible, and also to the Israelite foreigners that scattered amongst the heathen nations and that may take on the physical appearance or look of another nation. But if your bloodline goes back to Negro, Latino, or Native American descent by the seed of your father, you are considered an Israelite as well. Shalom. So basically, I'm just going to get into a quick lesson. As you can see, I had a video queued up on the screen. Okay, once again, off one of the beloved brothers, okay, amongst the ministry. Okay, as you can see his channel, Arrows of Indignation 144. Okay, he gave the title of this video, okay, Second Esdras, chapter 16, verses 21. Okay, and it says they thought themselves to be in a good case because food was so cheap on earth. Yeah, because so this individual, okay, that he put up, okay, gonna explain how he went into a fast food restaurant, okay, to get a an average little combo, okay, that he experienced after the order, okay, how expensive the food was, okay. Because we coming to the time now, okay, when it comes to these tariffs that Trump done put into place, okay, starting to take its effect, okay, when it comes to prices going up, okay, food prices in general, okay, when it comes to this lesson, okay, when it comes to food in restaurants, at grocery stores, okay, certain establishment, okay, food going up, due to the coming of food shortages, okay, which a lot of this food is already tainted, okay, not even real food, okay, you got lab grown meat, okay, GMO food, okay, and you have farmers, okay, the industrial farmers, okay, losing their their businesses, okay, and we got food process facilities, okay, being destroyed, okay, and now it's coming to the point that when it comes to these stores, okay, in restaurants, okay, when it comes to the shipment, okay, or by the way of the trucking business, okay, that normally deliver the food to the restaurants, okay, to distribute it, okay, amongst the stores and for the buying, okay, to eat, okay, and it is going to come the time of a famine, okay, which is scripture, okay, and especially when it comes to this place, America. But we know that these elites, when I say these elites, okay, these central bankers got an agenda, okay, to bring order out of chaos, man, okay, especially when it comes to people not able to have access to food like that, okay, because we know eventually this place is going to face a financial crash as these elites moving towards a cashless society. And we know the next step is going to be a digital currency by the way of the mark of the beast, okay, which is the RFID micro, okay, and according to Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, and that's going to be the next way of buying and selling, okay, and what way to get people to accept it, okay, or take it, okay, when there's got something to do with food, okay. And you're starting to see these certain food programs being cut, certain aid, food stamps, SNAP, or what Meal on Wheels, okay, certain food rationals is not serving food like that anymore, okay, with food drives, okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this video, and I'm gonna get on a couple of scriptures, and that'll be the lesson. And I pray that the lesson is edifying.
Everybody's going to feel the pain. Everybody's going to take a hit. And so let me just explain to you what happened. We are walking into this restaurant, and we're walking in, and there's no customers in there. There's 2 or 3 employees behind the glass, and we were going in there to get a sandwich. And we're just going in to get one sandwich. My kid wanted a sandwich. So there was no customers in there. So granted, here where we are, maybe that's normal for the location, but there was no customers in there. So if it's me and I work somewhere, especially today, if I work anywhere and I'm expecting foot traffic and walk-ins and customers to come in and buy stuff, and I'm working and I don't have customers, I don't have a rush, I don't have a line, I don't have to go orders, things like that. I don't have Grubhub, Uber Eats, Postmates I need to put together. I'm going to be a little concerned. Because eventually, if that continues, I know I'm going to be out of a job, plain and simple. And then if that's the case, it's like, if I'm going to be out of a job, where am I going to go? What am I going to do? How am I going to pay my bills? But there's no customers. And then they go to proceed to make the sandwich, and it's all said and done. I did not, I'm not gonna say we, I did not pay attention to how much this sandwich cost before it was done. And I'm just gonna say that this sandwich was twice as expensive as it used to be in the past. Twice. A 100% inflation on this sandwich. It is the same sandwich. It just costs twice as much. Then, when you factor in the chips and the drink for like the combo meal, it was, honestly, we probably could have went to Longhorn and got a steak dinner entree for the same price of this little sandwich combo deal. And I don't even know if it was a foot long. I have to see if it was a foot long. If it wasn't a foot long, that means it's a 200% increase in the price. So, but I'm not going to say the name of the restaurant, but anyway, so I'm talking to the employee, because I'm like, hey, this, after we get it checked out, I'm looking at it, I'm like, what is going on here? Because this is ridiculous. And they're like, yeah, we know, it's the price. It's the price. We don't set the price. We just work here, and we've seen the prices going up, and they're just continuously going up. And I'm like, well, do y'all normally have customers? And they were like, no, not really. We're not really busy like we used to be. And so the question that immediately pops in my head is, who does this hurt more? Does this hurt?
Okay, so you see, explain the situation, or about the price of the food. Okay, the certain restaurant that he went to. Okay, to get a sandwich. Okay, and he explaining how the price is done double. Okay, as he made mention of the coming of inflation. Okay, because we is in the time of more inflation. Okay, prices going up, and at the same time, the dollar is on devaluing. Okay, which can lead to more soon hyperinflation. Okay, and now this just a fast food restaurant. So how much more a 5-star restaurant? Okay, grocery stores, marketplaces. Okay, wholesales. Certain stores, Sam Club. Okay, cash and carry. Just name a few. Okay, when it comes to prices going up. Okay, due to the dollar devaluing, and due to more of food shortages, man. Okay, so if there's a lack of food or resources, okay, they're gonna take more dollars. Okay, for the consumers. okay, to buy they, certain products, man. Okay, and Donald Trump, he already said that by May, June, which we don't enter into June. Okay, in July is what you're gonna really see the effects of the tariffs. Okay, when it comes to the U.S. goods, man. Okay, and so when there's food shortages, you already know gonna be the outcome. Okay, more civil unrest. Okay, uproars of the people. Okay, more theft. Okay, robbing, stealing, a smash and grab. Okay, when it comes to these stores. Okay, but wait till all hell break loose, man. Okay, so let me go ahead and get into the scriptures. And just as the brother make mention of 2nd Esdras chapter 16, okay, verse 21. Okay, I'm gonna start off at verse 17. 2nd Esdras chapter 16, verse 17. And it says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? Okay, so this is Esdras prophesying, okay, about the times that we're in now. Okay, it says, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, okay, the beginning of famine, okay, that's going to lead to great death, okay, due to starvation, okay, which the word famine means the hunger, okay, and it says the beginning of wars, okay, the coming of the Third World War, okay, the coming of civil wars, race wars, clash wars, okay, and it says, and the powers shall stand in fear, okay, going into the, these governments, okay, especially here in America, okay, especially when there's come upon a sedition and uproars of the people, okay, and that's where you're gonna have martial law implemented, concentration camps, okay, curfews, travel bans, okay, more strict legislations as we move it towards now AI, smart cities, okay, the real ID, okay, all that's gonna link into the implementation of the RFID micro, okay, and it says, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Okay, and that's of the hopeful elect. Okay, we know eventually Yahweh Shema Shai going to be the covering for his elect, okay, which the elect considered the 144,000 and the 1/3 that's destined to be saved, okay, because according to Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8, 2/3 of so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans will get caught up into the Lord's wrath, okay, going to be judged by the various plagues, and famine being one, okay, and it says, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine, plague, and tribulation, and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment, okay, and a scourge represents a whip, okay, and that's how these plagues are coming, okay, famine, okay, pestilence, okay, civil unrest, okay, martial law, wars, natural disasters, okay, teeth of wild beasts, okay, during the time of famine, people gonna, lack of food, okay, what do you think what's gonna be the result? Cannibalism, okay, certain animals, okay, being, killed and eaten, okay, and so those are evils, okay, tribulations, and it says, and they're sent as scourges for the amendment, okay, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, and it's going to, especially you proud ass Americans, man, start with our people, man, because this place is known for gutlessness, okay, fast food restaurants, man, okay, this place is known for, indulging when it comes to the appetite, overeating, okay, because it's available, okay, now you can got Uber Eats, okay, Dash with DoorDash, okay, like I say, your restaurants, your bars, okay, your grocery stores, okay, but when it comes to more food shortages, okay, and the prices going up, okay, they're gonna lead to more anarchy, okay. Hey, but look at all these things that's happening, man. These Americans still simple, still doing all type of wickedness, still pride, okay, prideful, okay, especially mainly you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, okay, what our people love the they eat. Okay, hey, this place America known for obesity, leading the nations or the countries in obesity. Okay, illness when it comes to the the food that's being consumed. Okay, because like I say, the food is defiled. Okay, most of it nothing but chemicals. Okay, or sugary. Okay, carbs. Okay, and even the vegetables and the fruits are defiled. Okay, and it says, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Behold, virtues shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in a good case. Yeah, virtues representing goods. Okay, so right now, prices are still reasonable, even though, inflation is taking its part. Okay, when it comes to this economy and prices are going up, but soon it's going to come to the point of hyperinflation. Okay, that's going to lead to more financial woes, man. Okay, job losses, unemployment. Okay, marketplaces closing. Okay, due to the lack of products. Okay, food sources drying up. Okay, this place already experiencing droughts. Okay, like I say earlier, food process facilities being destroyed on purpose. Okay, the farming and industrial, okay, not producing as usual. Like I say, certain food programs being cut. Okay, and it says, behold, virtue shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in a good case. Even then shall these evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Okay, and that's what we're seeing. Okay, like I say, prices are still reasonable. Okay, then you got all these distractions as we come into the time of summer. Okay, you got your average gathering when it comes to the summer. Okay, family reunions, vacations, cruises. Okay, graduations. Your usual mirth, partying and celebrating. Okay, we coming to the time of 4th of July. And that's a major mirth day or holiday for these Americans to indulge in, eating. When it comes to, celebrating the 4th of July. Okay, but it might be a scarce when it comes to the food, man. Okay, as we're approaching, okay, the time of the 4th of July. Okay, as I said, we just not entering into June. Okay, look how the prices are already going up. Okay, due to inflation. So about that time, if it be the Lord will, this place can experience hyperinflation. Okay, and at the same time, shortages. And it says, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Okay, so we coming in these times, man. Let's get this Yeah, but your average so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, like I said, they're in the spirit of mirth. They're being distracted. Okay, you got, the NBA finals and the coming of the NFL and, Major League baseball season about to wrap up. Okay, you got your latest trend, your latest fashion, your latest social media. Okay, the latest gossip. Okay, the latest music or entertainment, movies. Okay, that our people so comfortable. Okay, but at the same time, man, the Lord preparing this place for its destruction. As we about to approach Jacob's trouble, man. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 6, verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Going to your local businesses. Okay, in particular in this case, this video. Okay, your food establishments. Okay, your restaurants. Okay, and your grocery stores mainly. Okay, we need empty shelves. Okay, and if food is there, okay, the prices are going up. Okay, and it's only a limited food. Okay, that's available. Okay, and most of these food are already defiled. Okay, being on on the shelves or for so long. Okay, a lot of recalls. on certain food products. Okay, and it says the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man hear, they shall be suddenly afraid. Okay, they're alarmed. Okay, the alarming of food shortages. Okay, and at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Okay, so you're gonna have food shortages. Okay, lack of water. Okay, resources. Okay, and so that's a double whammy. Okay, hydration and starvation. Okay, I think they say that you can well, there's the saying. Okay, the study saying that people can go weeks without food. Okay, but when it comes to water, okay, only a limit of days that people can go without water. Okay, so without water and food, okay, and you're gonna have these people in the bad in those scenario, man, to the point you're gonna have friends and family fighting, okay, against each other, neighbors, okay, fighting against each other due to the lack of bread, man. Okay, matter of fact, let me get this. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. And that word woe, once again, okay, if I didn't make mention, the word woe means destruction. Okay, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh. Okay, the sword, the average, which today, the modern day sword is the gun. Okay, this place known for is guns. Okay, the right to bear arms. Okay, the Second Amendment, I believe. Okay, when it comes to these Americans. Okay, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. So there go your race wars, your clash wars, the civil wars, the Third World War. Okay, especially when there's civil unrest, anarchy. For there should be sedition among men, evading one another. They should not regard their kings nor their princes. Okay, and your average kings or princes is going to the government. Okay, down from the presidents or the president down to the average of government official. Okay, people ain't gonna give a damn what the government is saying. Okay, it's all gonna be about survival of the fittest. Okay, or the fittest. And it says, in the course of their action shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And that's where you have your martial law. Okay, barricades, travel bans, curfews, troops patrolling the streets. Okay, and it says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy the houses with the sword and spoil the goods, because of the lack of bread. Okay, a famine. Okay, and for great tribulation. So we coming in these times, man. Okay, and so we coming to the time now. Okay, so this the time now to come back and acknowledge Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay, and I'll get this and I'll get ready to close. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1. Remember now the Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. So this is the time now. As Yahweh Shem Yahushua have his men out there on the highways and byways, and his word being published by the way of the internet. Okay, because soon there's going to be a famine of the word. Okay, Amos 8 and 11. When the Lord remove his men off the highways and byways, and his word not having access to it on the internet. Okay, and that's when our people are going to try to knowledge or seek Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay, by the way of the prophets. Okay, but it's going to be too late. Okay, because we're going to be entering into the time of the evil days. Okay, which is Jacob's trouble. Okay, and only the elect is going to take heed to be sealed and to be delivered. Okay, and it says, verse 2, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. You're going to the prosperity of this place, okay, being done away with. Okay, and it says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, yeah, you got your marketplace. Okay, you got the Dow constantly, dropping. Okay, when it comes to the stock markets, okay, you got, businesses closing, banks closing, job losses, okay? And it says, and the strong man shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because there are few. Yeah, the grinders cease, going into the grinders, going into the jobs, okay? And those that look out of the windows be darkened, yeah, opportunity, okay? They're trying to get a job, make ends meet, okay? At this place is about to find, is facing financial woes, man, okay? And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughter of music shall be brought low. It's going into the mirth of this place, okay? All of it's going to be brought low, okay? The mirth, the entertainment, the jobs, okay, leading to more as well. Okay, in this case, this video I'm going into all this lesson, going to more food shortages, okay? The lack of resources when it comes to food, man. Okay, which is going to lead to more anarchy, okay? And people, going at each other, man. Okay, due to the lack of food, man. Okay, so we're witnessing it now, entering into those stages now, man. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the lesson here, and I pray that the lesson will edify. Till next time, Lord willing. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom.